Hello, everybody. Welcome to the cottage. This is Miss C's cottage, and I am Miss C. This is the home of the sun bunny. We're not working on sun bunnies today. We're working on a mystery crochet along. Let's see, I think we're back. I don't know why it does that, but it does. So I'll try not to touch it. You know, when I touch something, it all goes haywire. So I'll try not to touch something. Hello, Leanie. My Kimmer is here. Jennifer is here. Okay, good. We're good. Come in, get yourself some scones. I was going to tell you the scones, when you make them, don't put them in like a Tupperware or a Rubbermaid or whatever those plastic boxes are, because they get soft, and scones aren't supposed to be soft. They're supposed to be crisp, and not crisp. They're supposed to be like a cookie, you know, crunchy on the outside, soft in the middle. You put them in I put them in a cake, on the cake plate with a lid, and all the moisture got in there, and don't do it. Don't do it. Christy this morning, I watched her, and Suzanne is here, and Vicky is here. Hello, hello. Now, I don't know why it's doing this again. Sally Stevens is here. Welcome, welcome. I don't know why it's doing this. Usually this first 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes is hi you, and hi you, hi you, and you, hi you, hi you, hi you, hi you. I love it. Samantha Stewart woke up at 6:45 this morning. Oh my. Did you get a chance to go back to sleep, or were you just awake? What did you do with that time? Did you work on a project or read or something? Sometimes if I wake up in the middle of the night and I can't go back to sleep right away, I use that to talk to God and just tell him all the things that I forgot to tell him before I went to sleep. Ask him to just please give me a good day where I can get out of bed and my knees work and my brain works. We've got a good relationship going, and he's very good to me. I'm very blessed. But I do still ask him because he says if you don't ask, you're not going to get. And he also says if you ask, be specific. And if you ask, don't forget one of the answers might be no. Andy's boys are here, Elmo's boys, Mr. Elmo's boys. And I helped him do some things out in the yard this morning that he's still able to do, but would pay for it the next day or two. I don't know what this means. Barbara Andrews is here and Zachman's here. Zachman. Zachman gets his results back on Tuesday, so I'll be anxious to see on Wednesday how everything goes. Regina Provenzano's here. Susan Burke and Sally Stevens. And Angela Branham. Hello, hello. And Jenny's here. Jenny, did you not go to church this morning or did you get home early? Everybody's saying hi-de-ho to everybody. Yeah, that'd be fine, Zach, man. That'd be fine if you want to do that. Or you can let me know. You can let me know that way, or you can let me know if you come on Wednesday. I'll be here Wednesday. All right. Vicki, I do. But as soon as we finish this mystery crochet along, I'm going to do another cat, especially the head and the ears. I've had a request, and I'll put it together and put the head on. I'll have the rest of it done. I have already started, and I have the body done. This is my cat, and this is made with oh, I just threw that away, didn't I? This is made with Uptown Baby Sport, and that's the yellowy color. And the other one is Alpaca Twist. So look what happens. We get a nice halo on this cat, and he turns out to be a fuzzy cat. So nice. So nice. These are the two yarns I'm using. This is I think a number 2, actually. I think it is. And then this is a 4-weight, but it's that alpaca twist. So you can see the halo on that. It's going to be so nice as a cat. And I promised a person that I would show them how to do the cat head and the ears. And I will. And let's see what else. Oh. I'm glad you didn't fall, Jenny. Ooh, that could be tricky. Jenny's got a leak in her roof and several places, as I understand. And she's got people coming out to fix it. So she's got all the areas where she has seen the leaks, water coming through the roof. She's got them all marked. So this time they better get them all. Yeah, we had some really bad rain too. We had the nicest lunch. It was Jenny's birthday Wednesday. So Friday we went out to lunch at Texas Roadhouse. Yum. It was nice. And in February we went to Texas Roadhouse. It's the first time I've been there. And we went for my birthday. And Ginny, I think I told you this, but I'll tell you again. Ginny told the waitress that it was my birthday. So here they come at the end. I thought I was getting out. Getting out the door. And here they come. Woo woo! It's your birthday, happy la 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 la. And 3 or 4 other people, waitresses along with them. Of course, when you yell out like that, woohoo, everybody in the whole room just goes. And then they sing the rest of the song, and then they give you this brownie with gooey, yummy chocolate sauce all over it. Chocolate and I we're not the best of friends. For a long time, I had to view chocolate as poison because it just did bad things to me. So when I do eat chocolate, I make sure that it's dark chocolate and I just have a little bit, and that satisfies my desire without causing problems. So when we went Friday, I made sure the waitress knew it was Jenny's birthday. And they did come with a woohoo and a song. And there's my cousin Dee. And Tammy's here. Okay, this morning I watched Christy because I love Christy. Crochet Creations by Christy. She's always got something going on. She is one of the most fun people that I find on the YouTube channel. And she has all these fun games, and you can participate in them if you choose. And then if your name is chosen, then you win either the prize she's offering, or she has several other choices that you can make. So you never lose. If you win on her channel, you never lose. And today, she said she does what's called a cuddle along, and it's a baby cuddle along, and it involves 3 months, May, June, and July, and you have those 3 months, or I should say 3 months, to make some type of baby item and submit it on her channel. Could be a sweater, could be a hat, could be a pair of booties, it could be a blanket, it could be a hoodie, it could be rompers, it could be any baby item, or a combination of all of them if you wanted to. A lot of times she will do a blanket and a sweater and a hat and booties. She uses the Parker booties pattern, which is her favorite pattern, which is available on Ravelry for free, in case you're interested. And she showed us a couple sweaters that she had made, and then she put out a challenge. She's gonna make a baby blanket. So she says, okay, Bev and Lori and Diana, and she said, get out a pencil and paper. And me? You use my name? I went back. There's no other Diana in the chat. So, and she always calls me Diana rather than Miss C. So I got out my paper and my pen, and I'm sitting here, and she finished up what she was finishing up with Beverly. I think Beverly won the last game. And she says, write this down. So I was writing down number 3 yarn and a 4.5 millimeter number 7 hook. And you start out with 138 stitches. And in the second stitch from the hook, you start a cluster or bean stitch, a two loop bean stitch. So you go through and pull up a loop, you yarn over, go through, pull a loop. You have 4 loops on the hook. You chain 1, skip 1 stitch, and do another. And when you turn around, you do it in the skip stitch. So like, that's easy enough. I can do that. So she has challenged the 3 of us to make a baby blanket. And she says, and I want to see you post it on the Cuddle Along on my Facebook. So I'm doing a foundation single crochet, and that's how far I am. Now I'm supposed to have 138 stitches, and I have about 50. So it's going to be about 3 times as long as this. 20, 40, maybe 50 here. I don't know. But anyway, I figured I'd do it in some of the yarn that I got from Joann's. And this is Bernat Softy Baby. It's a number 3 weight yarn, 100% acrylic, and in the color Antique White, which I think is going to make up absolutely stunning. I think it will be an heirloom blanket when I get done. I'm hoping. And I did the blanket in this color so that if I decide to do booties and a hat and a sweater, or a sweater and boots, or whatever, it won't make any difference what yarn I use, because this is a neutral. And I can use something with a variegated with a cream, or I can use make it all cream. It doesn't matter. And I have 3 of these, so that's that. But it's going to be a fun challenge. But I wrote in her chat, I said, oh yeah, great, just what I need, another blanket to start another blanket, because you guys know that I am the queen of starters. Hey, Cynthia. I was just telling them about Christy's show this morning and her challenge of making a baby blanket out of 3 weight yarn. Okay, so for our mystery crochet along, you should have something that looks like this. Because your homework, we left off about here. And your homework was to do 3 to 4 inches on all the sides. And you can see that mine, I think mine is like right at 3 inches. So is everybody ready? You know what, Marsha Lee? I don't have your phone number. So you need to call me or give it to me, Gmail me. It doesn't matter, Leanie. It really doesn't matter. Okay. You can do 4 inches. You could do 6 inches. It really doesn't. Here's the thing. I'm just giving you some approximate dimensions. Once you finish this one, you can do 6 more and change the dimensions. You can do 2-inch stripes in different colors. You can do it in all one color. You can put fading, you know, it's if you look at the thumbnail, that one is black and oh, I don't know what yarn I used, but it was a bright, probably a cake of yarn with those three or four colors in it, the pink and the turquoise and the teal. And I just paired it with the black and went on up, and then went back to the black on top. So it doesn't really matter what size they are. Sally Stevens. Okay, so today I went to 3 inches. I went to 3 inches on mine, on either side. And now we're going to go back to our start, and we'll go to the other. I don't know how much you miss between the two. I really don't know what the difference is between Top Chat and Live Chat. But there again, I'm not technically inclined. So you're at 3, Jen? Cynthia King, I'm so glad you stopped in this morning. All right, I'm going to go to the other camera, and we're going to do the next section of this. It would probably take me till next week. We'll finish it off next week. How's that? And then July we'll start on July we'll start on the cat. Oh, I don't know what I did with that. You know, when I got home from Jenny's, I got home, parked the car, came in, and I hung my keys up on the board, because I know that if I don't hang them in the same place all the time, I will never find them. I found my phone. I'm telling you. I know we did, Leanie, but I have had a request to do a cat's head and ears. And I know we've done that before, and I suggested to go back and look at that video, but I didn't like those ears. So I'm going to do different ears and the cat's head and the different ears, and then put it all together. So if you want to skip that one, that's what that's all about. Okay, so I am going to flip this over. I don't know why it keeps slipping down. I guess when I move it back and forth, it slips. I don't know. I don't want that there. We have had so many thunderstorms lately that Mr. Elmo gave me this to put in the cottage, so that if the electric goes off while I'm in here, I can find my way out. And I said, I can't find my way out of a paper bag. How do you think I can find my way out of the cottage? And we laughed. And it's true, but it's okay. It's okay. Oh, that's right. Today's Father's Day. Okay, I am using as my second color, I am going to use this soft and sleek low pill fiber from Hobby Lobby. It is called Winterberry Frost. It is a number 4, like the skin tones that I'm using. And it was $4.99, but I happened to be there on the day they were marking down their sale, and I got it for $1.37. So I figure it has 186 yards, which may not be quite enough for a bunny. But I happen to have 2 of them. So I can use one to do the bunny, and whatever I have left over from this one, I can add to it, or I'll make smaller ears, or I'll choose a different color for the feet or something maybe. I'll make it work. Bonnie, Bonnie, Bonnie. Hello, my Bonnie girl. I love you. All right, I'm going to find the end. Hopefully. I like it when they give you the end, and you don't have to go hunting for it. Oh, there we go. How about that? Oh, yeah, right in my coffee. Sure. All right, well, we'll snip off that end. I'm telling you. Kimmer! I don't know. All right, I am flipping over to the other camera. That's what I'm doing. And so, you know the routine. We go to settings. We go to camera. We go to switch to depth stack webcam. We allow it. And there we are. Okay. Meemaw D. Okay, I'm going to ask a dumb question because I don't know. And if I do know, I have forgotten. Is Meemaw D Dawn P? I have a package coming? Thank you. Yes. Okay. You should know how to do that because I get confused enough all by myself, and I don't need your help. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We've come around to our start here. And I'm going to pull this up and take my scissors, and I'm going to cut off one of these. Okay, and I'm going to replace it with the new color. So I am going to take my stitch marker out, put my hook in, and I'm going to pull this. I'm going to go ahead and stitch one and pull tight. And begin again. single crochet in each stitch around, just like we have been doing. Going up the side. Now this is going to be easy to see because it's light, but I'm going to put my stitch marker in there anyway. And I have stopped slip stitching and chaining one. I'm just going around. I'm just working in the round now. You know what? You don't have to send that back to me. I hope that's not what you're doing. Because it was meant for you. Now, if you don't care for the colors or the yarn or whatever, you can always send it back, but you don't have to. You could pass it on. And if you really enjoyed that, I'll send you another bag to untangle. Okay, so we are going to single crochet in every stitch around, and you know how long this single crochet takes, but look how sturdy this is. I mean, it's just pretty sturdy. And I think it's going to be pretty. Whatever. Why don't you write in the chat what colors you are using for this mystery crochet along? That's right. You are correct. It never goes to waste. That's for sure. Yarn never goes to waste here. It either winds up for a bunny. I know you can't really see the change because I chose this yarn. This yarn is a peachy, real light pale peach. And then this is a combination of a peach number 2 and alpaca twist. So I'm pairing these together to make this bunny. No, this cat. This is the cat we're going to do. I think it's going to be really pretty. So yarn never goes to waste here. It always winds up, or wait a minute, I've been sitting on this. Oh boy. This is my leftover scrap yarn that I'm turning into a blanket, a moss stitch blanket. So yarn never goes to waste here. So all we're going to do today is to single crochet in each stitch around for, well, there again, it depends. If you're doing one skein of yarn paired with your base color, then go up, I would say, as much as you have here. I have 3 inches. I'm probably going to go up another 3 inches with this. I'll see how it looks. These are all approximate dimensions. And every one that I do is always different. And I love how each one of them comes out because they're all the same, but they're all so unique. It's like bunnies. You know, you do 10 bunnies, but you use different yarns, different combinations of yarns, and maybe your stitch count is a little different, or you put your stuffing in a little bit different, and it causes the head shape to have a slight difference from the last one. And when you get it all put together, maybe your ears are a little higher on the head, or maybe they're down just above the eyes. Maybe you've put them both at the center on the head, but each one is unique. And that's what I love about these things. And you can never have enough of these. Stay in the camera frame. Thank you. See, I get to working close to me and then I forget. And I appreciate you reminding me. Okay, what's Cynthia doing? I ask you for colors and bottom a scrap yarn and the top is a cornflower blue. Oh, okay. You guys. You have a wonderful day. You have a wonderful week. Gorgeous and cheerful scrap yarn blanket. Oh, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Cynthia, it's on the list. When it gets to the top, I'll get it done. Yes, I did. I held 2 skeins of skin tone together to do the bottom. And then I snipped one and started with my second color after I had done 3 inches. Excuse me, I did 3 inches on this side and then switched to the new color using pairing it with the base color. And it's a single crochet. It just makes it a little sturdier, Sally, with a double yarn. Even though this is a 4, it's kind of a light 4. Actually, I've made quite a few of them using Red Heart Super Saver black for the bottom, and that's a nice, heavy, thick, sturdy, durable yarn. And then you can mix any color with the black, of course. Oh, that'll be pretty, Jennifer. Bonnie, you don't look like you need to go on a diet. Sally, if you've only got one strand going on the bottom, don't worry about it. It'll still turn out just fine. And the next one, you can remember, write it in your notes, remember to use double. And it's nice if you use the double, then you can keep the same color going up on the side. You keep one of your base and one of your side color. And that gives it a little pizzazz. Ah, okay. Well, Dee, at least you got here for this one, so I'm glad of that. Now I'm using a number 6, no, a 6mm hook. So, because I'm using the double thread, you could use a 7, whatever you're comfortable with. You could use a 5.5, whatever. As I say, there's no, this is, it's not really a pattern, it's a project, and there's no wrong way to do it. I like to use a heavier thread so that the end product is thicker, heavier, sturdier. It might get some abuse. Now, I'm not really loving this color, but it's in there. So that's what we get, guys. This is the yarn. So that's what we get. Gabrielle! I normally don't use this large a hook, but with the double thread, I find it works. I don't know how this happened. In the middle of the row. And I don't know if I can fix this or not. Because it's wrapped twice. Dawn! If I go through here with all of this, what do I have? I still have a mess. And I don't think this is going to solve it. No. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go ahead and put a knot in it. This is a utility piece. I'm okay with that. Jennifer, don't get too far ahead. Okay, because we don't end up with this color. We go back to the base color for the end, for the top. This is just our first color change, guys. You can't do a mystery crochet along if you don't know what the mystery is. And sometimes when you think you know what it is, it turns out to be a real mystery. This could be a 3-part project, or it could be a 5-part project. And I'll tell you a little bit more about it. Open up the mystery a bit. This is, I think I'm going to do mine a 5-part. But if you're doing a 3-part project, this is the second part. Now I'm going to go up a couple inches. And then I'm going to, not right here yet, but I'm going to go up a couple inches and snip this other one, this other base color, and pull in the other skein of yarn. I don't know if I can get them to match up. I did check the lot numbers. And you can see that they are both the same lot number. 650290/A. 650-290A, Winterberry Frost. So if I can get the colorways to match up, I might try that. If not, it really doesn't matter anyway. And I'm just putting a stitch marker in for my row counter. Because I'm not doing a slip stitch chain 1 to start another row, I'm just doing it in the round. Thanks for stopping in, Angela. And Unique Amazing Stripes is here. Oh, I bet it's going to be pretty. I bet that granny square blanket will be pretty. See if I can get this yarn to match up so I've got both skeins close to the same color area. I'll be happy. And if it doesn't, it'll be okay. So then I'll have dark, mid color, lighter. Then I'll pick up one strand of this, clip one strand of this off, pick up the second strand of the base, put those two together for a couple inches, and then go back to 2 strands of this to finish it off at the top. But I'll show you how to finish it off when we get there. Not so naughty. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the cottage. And there's still plenty of chairs left, so grab a chair, set your project bag down to claim it, and go get some coffee or a cup of tea. What do I have in there? Root beer. There's root beer and Fresca in there this week in the in the refrigerator with the water. You can tell as a retired senior citizen, I got paid this week, so I bought soda. I usually don't have soda in the refrigerator, but I know some of you really like it, so. Well, I had a good week. I told Mr. Elmo that since he doesn't have cleaning company come in anymore because there's just the 2 of us, I told him that I would help him with that. He lowered my rent, which was good because I'm doing part of the cooking too. We're taking turns doing cooking since there's just the 2 of us here. So last week I swept and mopped the upstairs bathroom floor. And I like that bathroom because it has tiled floor and it has tiled walls. So I just took I have a Swiffer sweeper, Swiffer duster, I guess it's called. I don't know, but I had crocheted a cotton cover for it. And I used that instead of a mop because the mop can get so heavy. And we do have a top on the bucket that's got some claws. So when you put the mop in and pull down, it squeezes in, and then you can twist it. But sometimes that's too much for my hands and arms and shoulders. So I just put the cotton cover on this Swiffer duster and use that, and I can use it up on the walls because it goes up about, the tile goes up about halfway. So I just start at the top of the tile and mop down to the floor, and then I do the floor and done. And then I vacuumed my bedroom. I vacuumed upstairs. I vacuumed Mr. Elmo's bedroom and the back hall. And then I vacuumed the carpet in the common room. And another day, I can't do it all in one day. I have to sit down and breathe. But another day, I vacuumed the downstairs, his office. That was a mess. He sits in his chair and plays games on his computer, on his laptop. And because he has more time, he isn't doing as much. He's snacking also, so there's all kind of crumbs all over his chair, all over the floor, the carpet around his chair. Anyway, we got that vacuumed up, and then I swept the downstairs because there's two entry doors downstairs, and he comes in both of them with wet shoes or damp shoes and lots of leaves. And so between the cat and the leaves, it can get quite bad. So I got all that swept up, and then I took my mop bucket down there and mopped the downstairs, his office. And then I took a nap. Whoo! And oh, Dee, that sounds good. You know what? If you miss them, you can always catch the replay. I know the replay on the lives are not as fun because you don't get to interject where you'd like, and but still, it's the only one that I would get up early for, and I hope I don't offend anybody else, but the only one that I probably would and do make sure that I don't miss is Crochet Creations by Christy on Sunday mornings. She just starts my week out well. How are we doing for time? Oh, we're through 1 hour. Christy has switched her channel to, excuse me, to going live every other Sunday because she decided that she would like to live. And so she was missing out on life. And there are other things in her life that she enjoys, like NASCAR racing. She loves NASCAR racing. And she and her mother race horses. So, there's a lot of things going on in her life. Plus, she has the product. I don't know what you call it. They have the shop in 2 bowling alleys now that sell the balls and bags and all the equipment that go along, the shoes and all the stuff that goes along with bowling. So she's one pretty busy lady. And if she wants to take every other Sunday off and do something else to live, I agree with her. It's Crochet Creations by Christy, and I'm sure Leanie can find it and put it up. And has anybody seen Pebbles today? I'm missing that girl today. Sometimes she comes in later. Leanie's pretty good about putting things up. Leanie, I want to do an experiment. And I want to get some canvas bags. I got some fabric ink pens, markers in the mail. And I want to reproduce the bunny image that you sent me, but it has to be enlarged so it fits on the side of the canvas bag. And so if we play a game or something, if I get to the point where I can do that again, I would have those plastic or those canvas bags to send out that would be hand painted. And I know that kind of stuff is not beyond you. You're expert at that. All right. Wow, that's a lot of letters. Thank you, Leanie. I knew you could do it. I knew you could do it. You see how well these blend together? That's going to be a real pretty one. Brown is not one of my favorite colors, but I think this combination with the rust and that's kind of a green brown. I think it's going to be really pretty with the cream and the peach and the rust. Yeah. Today's show is not really exciting, and I don't have really a lot of exciting things to share with you. I did go to Hobby Lobby with Jenny on Friday. I followed her over there so I wouldn't get lost. And we decided on a color of yarn. Hobby Lobby has one. I love this yarn called Americana, and it is a red, white, and blue, very short color changes. And it is red, white, and blue, and I didn't really care for it. So we kept looking, and I found one that had more antique colors of red, white, and blue. And then Jenny found one, and it's called Brightly Street, or it has a doesn't have a patriotic name as I remember, but it looks more patriotic and it looks more antiquated. I can't think of the word that Jenny used. I don't know. Anyway, Rosie. Oh, somebody else came in whilst I wasn't. Brighton Road. Yeah, that's what it is. Brighton Road. Hey, Katrin. I got your email. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're going to do the cat head and ears the first Sunday in July. Vintage. vintage. That's it. And I don't know what I did with it, of course. Oh, I'll bet it's out in the I'll bet it's downstairs in Mr. Elmo's office, because I've been trying to go down there and sit with him, and we watch a movie at 7 o'clock or right around 7 o'clock. I usually close up here what I'm working on, and I go down there, and I went through last week and I separated my projects, and I've got all my Somebody projects bagged up, all the body parts bagged up into Ziploc gallon bags in a tote, not a tote, a cubby, a square cubby. And I've got a couple giraffes in the bottom drawer. I've got baby items that I've started. I put those all together in a drawer. And all the blankets are in the blue room. So I try to take one project down and work on it from 7 o'clock until 9:30 or whatever, when I'm tired, and go put my giddy gown on and go to bed. So I lay there and read for a while, but by that time I'm ready. So little by little, I'm getting all my knitting is up in by the rocking chair upstairs in the common room in the corner, because I can sit there and watch the deer in the yard. And I think I told you I've got a doe and 2 little fawns, and they are the sweetest little guys. They're dark and they still have their spots, and one is larger than the other one. So one's, I guess, the runt. Is that what you would call it? The runt? I don't know. Anyway, he's tiny and he's cute, and they just jump around, and if there's a limb down in the yard, they just leap right over it, and it's just so fun to watch them. I love it. I think it's a gift from God that cheers me up. Oh, sounds like it's raining outside. The cottage is downstairs. It's down the main hall off of his office. And this part of the home was a carport. And when Mr. Elmo moved here, he and his brother turned the carport into a whole nother room, and it's huge. And that's where the pantry is. His office is down here. The laundry room is here. My cottage is down here, and there's a couple other bedrooms down here. And this is where we all live. And he has the upstairs, except for his living room is our common area. Okay, back around. And I'm going to put my stitch marker back in. I'm just keeping track of this, so when we get to the top and we begin to parse out stitches, I have something to go by. Kitty, my baby boomer. Hello, hello. Leanie, is it raining at your house? This is looking really nice, isn't it? I'm not sure I like this green, but in the long run, I think it'll work out. Here's another long I see what they're doing. They're giving me the lighter green with the peachy and then the darker green with the rust. So it must go in cycles like that. But boy, is that gonna be purty. Oh, I'm liking this. That's only 3 rows. And what do we have in 3 rows? 1 inch. So I'm going to have to do about 9 inches, I think. I mean, 9 rows. To get 3 inches of this. Because I'm going to do 5 sections. The dark, this 1 base color, 1 new color. Then I'll do 2 new colors. And then I'll go back to 1 new color, 1 base color. And then finish off the top with the 2 base colors. That's going to be so nice. I'm going to really love this one. And like I said, brown's not usually one of my color choices for a project like this. I've done them in green. I've done them in red and black. That one came out really pretty. The red and black one is really pretty. And I use them for everything. But like I said, I put all my knitting up in the rocker in the corner. So when I'm sitting up there of an evening, or if I get up early, I can sit there and watch to see if the deer come up out of the old riverbed. Kim, I guess I could. I don't have anything written. I have never written anything down as far as this pattern goes, but I can give you some general ideas if you like. They do, Katrin. I have a granddaughter named Catherine, and her mother calls her Cat. I know some of you weren't ready last week when we started this, and I know some of you aren't sure what the project is and probably don't have enough trust in my brain to go ahead and start it as a mystery and are waiting to see what it looks like, if it's going to be of advantage to you or not before you start it. So I'll work on that this week, Kim. I will work on writing down a pattern, as long as you know that this is the only part you can really go with. The base. Up the sides, the width of your stripes will be a variable of your choice. But I'll write that all in there so that you'll know. And like I said, you can do the 3-stripe method or you can do the 5-stripe method. I'm going to do 5 because it's so dark, and the color that I'm using isn't that vivid. It's also a muted variegated yarn. So I think I'll do the 5 stripes. But then you'll be able to see and judge for yourself, and maybe just do the 3 stripes, or I don't know, make 3 of each. I'm telling you, they're so versatile. You can do anything with them. Anything. You can change the size of the base, make it a little smaller. And then you've got a whole nother genre of I let's see, what am I going to say? Whole nother genre of uses for it. You can make the base a little bit bigger, and and you open yourself up to a whole nother batch of uses. I think this is probably one of the most useful items that I have ever met and made. And I think I learned this, and I'll try and find a pattern for it for you, Kim. If I don't, I will write one. Because when Russia bombed the Ukraine, the first thing they bombed was a maternity hospital. And I know I've told you this 100 times, but I'm going to tell you again. I watched on the television when Russia bombed the maternity hospital in Kiev. And those women grabbed their babies and ran outside away from the hospital. And they stood in the field holding their babies, and that is all that they had. They had nothing else, just them and their babies. And I thought it was one of the cruelest things that I had ever seen. And it broke my heart. I think that's a great idea. I think that's a wonderful idea, Angela. Hey, Chantel. I recognize a Crystal Bakos, but Chantel is new, or are you both? Take on someone item, and I don't know how to write up a pattern. I just follow a picture. Well, then don't worry about it. Or if you want to try, write down each step that you do. And then when you write it down, have a second project that's a couple rows behind and follow what you have written down, not your head knowledge, but what is written down, and see if what is written down is what you really do. Sometimes we assumed things, like the chain one at the end, chain one and turn. You just assume people are going to chain one and turn. Well, not everyone chains one and turns. No. Oh, I'm glad. Welcome, welcome in. This is Miss C's cottage. I am Miss C. This is the home of the Sun Bunny. Sometimes I can read a chart. If it's a granny square, I can read a chart. Sometimes it's a little more difficult for me. I guess because I don't know all of the symbols in the chart, because I don't use them as often. I am an unusual type of learner. I can see something done and figure it out. I can see something that has been done and figure it out. I can read a pattern, a written pattern, and follow it. I can also follow a chart. But if you give me an item and say, can you reproduce this? I pretty much can. To trial and error. I'm not saying, oh yeah, I can do this. You know, it's not an automatic given because a lot of times there's slip stitches and different things, two together, and you know, those kinds of things can throw you off if you're not really careful. But some people need to hear it, and once you tell them how to do it, they pick that up quickly. Other people need to read it for themselves and do it step by step, and other people can just watch someone do something and pick it up that way. There's lots of different ways to learn. And when you're a teacher, you have to be prepared with your lessons to be able to teach as many ways as possible so that you cover all of the different types of learners in your class. Boy, I miss teaching. Can you tell? All right, we're back at our starting point. I take my marker out. Make the next stitch. Put my marker back in. Alana! Hello, hello! You're never late. You're always right on time. It's not officially announced. It's a mystery crochet along. Still here, just have the ears. Oh, you just have ears to hear it. Okay. That's okay. We're doing this mystery crochet along, and we're up into the second section where we've discontinued one strand of the base and we've added one strand of the new color. So we're still working with two strands of yarn, one of the base color and one of the new color, one of the variegated. And we're just still doing single crochet in each stitch around. If I can keep in focus here, because you know me in focus. When my brain decides to zing off into space, I lose all focus. Although I've been very good this week. I think I told you I went up to Lake City all by myself. I did get lost going into the restaurant, but Jenny got me. That sounds good, Angela. Good, Chantel. We're working on a mystery project, and we've started out with a chain, and then we went down one side and came back the other, and we kept doing rounds until we got it about 2.5 inches wide. And then we did a back loop only. And then we stopped our increases and we just did the same number of stitches all the way up. I've done 3 inches here from my back loop up to here is 3 inches. And when I single crochets every stitch around, and when I've gotten to 3-inch mark, I snipped one of the double strands of the brown and put in one strand of the variegated. And now I'm doing I don't think I'm going to go 3. I'll probably go 2 inches. And then I'll snip the other base color and add in the second variegated color and do another 2 inches. But when you get this done, it will be a useful project, a useful item. You will be able to use it for many purposes. And I feel certain that you will want to reproduce this item, and maybe in different sizes for different purposes, because it's just so useful. It's just so handy. It is very sturdy, easy to make. It's a little time consuming because these are all single crochet stitches, but it is so worth it when you get it done. And like I said, so versatile for so many things. Did I get your email last week? Well, let me check. I really don't know where to start. Yes, I did get that one. And I'll have to read it again because it's just a whole lot of information in there, and none of it sounds really good, Alana. Whew. But I know that God can use all things for good for those who love him. And he works best when it seems hopeless, because he is a God of miracles. And I get excited when I think about that, because just when it's its blackest and he performs a miracle and it's like, whoa, I didn't see that one coming. But it always works out better than you can think, better than you think it will. And I don't know how he does it other than using his great love for each and every one of us to give us just the perfect gift at the perfect time, so that we know beyond a shadow of a doubt that that blessing, where it had come from. We know he's a God of miracles. Jacqueline Marley, you made it in. Oh, you guys have got some really good suggestions. You're right. You're right, Katrin. He does do miracles every day, and we just don't see them. We take them for granted. Carrie! Hello, hello. Carrie, I have that tablecloth on the table upstairs in the dining hall, and it is absolutely beautiful. And I leave it on all the time now because I'm the only one here at Mr. Elmo's home, and so nobody slops on it. So I leave it on all the time because it's so beautiful. So again, I have to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Jacqueline, I apologize. I did not see you come in. I was crocheting. Do some Olivia time. All right, Bonnie, you do that. You give her a hug for me. I love it. And I tell everybody that comes in and oohs and ahs over it because it's so beautiful. I tell them how I got it and who made it for me. We are working on a mystery crochet along. Well, we started with the chain and then worked both sides of the chain in the round until we reached about 2 inches, 1.5 inches, I think, increasing on the ends. And then we stopped the increase and single crocheted in each stitch around for about 3 inches. Mine is 3 inches. Whereupon I took one of the double strands that I used for the base, snipped it, and replaced it with a variegated yarn. And now I'm doing a single crochet in each stitch around with one strand of the base color and one strand of the variegated until I get to 2 inches. I think 2 inches will be enough. Yes, I can. And I will, Carrie. I'm just glad that you come. Yes, the tablecloth is let's see if I have a picture of that tablecloth. It's done in pineapples. It's just absolutely beautiful. I know I have a picture of it. The problem comes, can I find it? Carrie, do you remember what year you sent it? Blankets and bunnies and hats and blankets and little rompers. Oh, you can't see them. Rompers. There's a shawl. There's Kim Fortune was doing food because she's working at the school. So she did all the food on the lunch menu and then put it in a basket on her desk. So when the kids came in the morning to check in, they could visually see that they had bacon and cheese and or pizza or whatever. I thought that was hilarious. She is very creative. If you haven't seen Kim Fortune, you need to go and check out her channel. There it is. Isn't that beautiful? That's the common room, the dining room upstairs. And that's the tablecloth that Carrie crocheted. September of 2004. And I absolutely love it. And every couple weeks, Mr. Elmo buys, he buys flowers. And this is my antique oak buffet. And all of my flowers growing on the windows. Beautiful, Carrie. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, I love it. And like I said, because I'm the only resident now, I can leave it on all the time. Now, when my sister-in-law comes over, oh, how can I put this nicely? I feel the need to put a placemat down for each of us. And I'll just leave it there. Otherwise, it just sits on that table and looks absolutely fabulous. Lydia, I am doing marvelous this week. I was telling everyone earlier that I actually got the whole house swept, the floors swept, the carpets vacuumed, and the floors. There's the floor in the kitchen and dining area. They're kind of all one. I got that swept and mopped, and I did the bathroom floor, and the walls are also tiled. So I took a Swiffer duster instead of putting the wet one on it, or instead of putting the dry one on to dust the floor. I had crocheted a cover, and I put baubles on the bottom of it, so it's a good scrubber. And I just stuck that down in the bucket with a little bit of Pine Sol, and I did the bathroom and the bathroom walls, and then I came downstairs with a fresh bucket, and I did Mr. Elmo's office, the entryway and the back entry and my hallway. Oh, that's going to be so pretty. And I'm at 1.5 inches. Elena, let me look and see what I have. And I may have an old book of bedspreads I could send to you, and then you could decide whether you wanted to use one out of that book or not. I better write these things down because I'll never remember them. Okay. You're welcome, dear heart. You know, Katrin, I've been thinking about making a kitty cave, but and you probably could do it like this, huh, with double thread. Is that how you did yours? give it some structure. Do you use a 4 or a 5 or a 6 thread? Did you have a pattern? Chantel. When my Tom was alive, we lived in Tampa, and my daughter went to school at a Christian school, and she went with a girl named Chantel Thorschmidt. She was their only child. Her mother kept a beautiful home, and she had this big old spinning wheel in the living room. Now, I don't know whether Lydia, I don't know whether Lydia is the mother's name, whether she spun, she would spin yarn. I don't know. I never got a chance to ask her. But my daughter Rachel and Chantel became really good friends, and sometimes they would take Rachel and for a week in the summer, or if they were going on a vacation, they would take Rachel with them so that Chantel would have a friend, which I thought was very, very nice, because when you married and you have 4 children, you don't always have a lot of leftover to do fun stuff with. I took him to Ben Davis Beach as often as I could, because my kids were all outside kids, and they loved going to the beach and swimming and playing volleyball and all that other beach stuff. While my son Brian and I just sat in the shade and got burnt anyway. They were 3 of them were Tom's children, and it all worked out. But Rachel and Chantel had a lovely, lovely time. I think they went to school together a couple years. 2 or 3 with scrap yarns and just wing it. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. They like cotton and wool. Oh, I have some wool that I can't use in hats because some people are allergic, and I promised KK that I would not send wool hats because we don't know. And so that would be a way to use that wool. And you guys saw my kitty last week, a black one. She's so good. She comes in every night after I put my giddy gown on and wash my face and brush my teeth and take my night meds. I'll get into bed and get my Kindle out and start to read, and that cat will come in and lay on my chest while I'm reading until my breathing steadies and my heart rate steadies. And then she'll go down to the foot of the bed and jump off. I don't know where she sleeps at night, but sometimes I can feel her in the middle of the night. She's sleeping. I usually roll over onto my side and go to sleep, and she'll sleep at my waist and up over my hips. Put her bottom on my waist, and then her chest and her feet will go up over my hips, and she'll sleep there. I guess the warmth of my body comforts her, but her purring and her just being there, that comforts me too. It's what they call a symbiotic relationship. Oh, I'll bet, Alana. Oh, it holds the scent better. That's probably true. Maybe Wacky Wednesday, maybe I'll show you the the front, her face. She's black, all black. She is getting some white hairs on her tummy, which she never had before. So I know she's getting old. She must be about, well, it must be about 14. Because I think I got her, well, Mr. Elmo got her. His son had her. And because the Elmo family is a cat family. I'm a dog person, but they're all cat people. So the oldest son got one for his family. And then I think their son was about 2 years old when they got the cat. And then somebody wound up being allergic to the cat. And so the son gave the cat to his, let's see, what was it? Gave it to his mother, I think. Yeah, gave it to his mother. And she kept it for a while. And then decided she lives by herself, and she just has the opportunity to go places. And she has some friends that she goes on boats with, ships. They go on cruises. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. And she's also been to Iceland and to British Columbia. And where was Anne of Green Gables? I don't, was that British Columbia or was that the other one? Somebody in here knows. I don't think I could have a dog now, Alana, because C's channel has been on before about months ago. Rosie, I've been on for 2.5 years. Prince Edward Island, is that where she's from? She's been there. She just decides she wants to go somewhere and she just up and goes. So she couldn't keep the cat. And it was an indoor-outdoor cat at that time. And she had two cats, and her cat trained this cat. So she called Mr. Elmo and said, I can't keep this cat anymore. Would you like it? And of course he said yes. So we got the cat. Now, we got the cat when I think it's around, I've been here 16 years. So I think the cat's around 13 or 14 years old. Maybe 14 or 15 years old. I don't know. Anyway, it turned from his cat to my cat somehow or another. I think it's because I got up in the morning and I fed the cat. And so she would come sit in my lap. She's a very good cat. I guess I've grown accustomed to cats, but I do miss my schnauzers. My schnauzers were about the same size as the cat, and they would come up and sit next to me in my chair. And they, the one of them, Pogo, she would sleep with me at night, lay on my side and bring my knees up. She would lay behind my knees in that curve of my leg. I miss her. But when I moved in with Mr. Elmo here at the home, he did not take dogs. So I needed to find homes for my dogs, and I did. I found really good homes. In fact, one couple met us in the parking lot of a grocery store in a Cadillac convertible, white. She was immaculate. And she said to me, does he like the water? And I said, I cannot answer you honestly. I said he doesn't mind the bathtub, when I give him a bath. And he stands up on the stand when I clip him. He's very well behaved. And I said, I can't tell you. She said, because we have a boat. They lived in Jacksonville. We have a boat and we're out on the boat all summer. And I said, you know what? He'll get used to it. So they took him, and I felt really good about that because I knew that he was going to have a wonderful life. And then when we got up here, Mr. Elmo had a cat. And when she passed away, she jumped up the couch and she went to my feet and laid down and died right there at my feet. I never had a cat do that. Hello, Gail. Anyway, this cat has taken over, and I love it. And I think I would miss her if she didn't come up and bid me good night while I'm reading my Kindle. I was reading a story about a girl in Ireland who had disgraced herself. She had an affair with a married man and disgraced herself. And so, of course, no one in her town would marry her. So somehow or another, this guy comes through. I guess they were selling sheep, and the man looked at her and said, I'll take her as a wife. And so after he sells his sheep and marries her, he says, we're going to America. We're taking the next boat over. And the story is about how she fares on the boat and how she goes from learning how to be a young girl with a tremendous load, a lot of guilt on her shoulders, to becoming a wife. And I really enjoy the story because it tells about life on the ship and it doesn't hold anything back. And it tells about when they get off the ship, how they have to walk to the farm that they're going to stay at for a while. And they've got a cow and a bull and crates of chickens and sheep that they're taking to this farm. And they have to put all of their crates on the wagon and tie the cow and the bull to the back of the wagon. And she's carrying the crate of chickens, one crate, and trying to keep the sheep from straying. And it's just to think about, sometimes I think I told you before, I get romantically involved with taking a wagon train across to Montana. And then when you read about it and how, you're out there in the middle of nowhere and you're out of water and there's no, it's not as romantic as it sounds. And the wonderful description of this writer is, it just puts you right there alongside of them. I mean, when she's out cutting wheat, you're out there next to her with the size cutting wheat and your shoulders are aching. It's just such good writing. I don't know. The Secret Stitch. The book is called The Secret Stitch, and that's why I chose to read the book. And she's a knitter, and she's not a good knitter. She can spin like crazy, but she's not a good knitter. And she learns this stitch from a German lady once they get to Philadelphia. But she has seen the stitch all around the neck of the cook. And he thinks there's something magical about the cowl that he's wearing in this stitch. And so she when she gets to Philadelphia, they go a little bit farther to a small town on the farm. And during one of her trips down to the stream to get water, she gets attacked by a wild animal. And she had a shawl on that she had treated with sheep oil, where when they boil the sheep down, when they clean the sheep, then they take that oil and they embed it in different things and to give it strength and to waterproof it some. So she had done that with her shawl that she had on, and that wild creature bit her shoulder and neck and got a hold of that shawl and howled and turned and ran away. And she attributes it to this magic stitch. And it turns out that these creatures don't like the oil in it. They don't like the sheep because of the lanolin in the sheep. Yeah. It's really, really good. And like I said, they don't hold anything back. They make it real, as if you were on the ship and you were sick at your stomach, or you caught some sickness and never didn't your spouse didn't recover. It just goes, it's just so well written. I really enjoyed it. And there's several of them. I think there's 5 in this series. And I went to look for the second book, which is mainly about it's about the Donahue family and people that they meet along the way. And the second book is about Ellie. I think it's Ellie or Elsie. And she is a girl that Ailey, Ailee, Ailey Donahue met on the boat. Alana, it's C. I think it's C. Gale something. Wait, I can look it up, I think. I don't have Amazon on here. No, I don't have Amazon on my phone. I can't look it up, but I'll post it. C. Jane Reed. Okay. Is that it? C. Jane? Yes, it is C. Jane. Not C. Gale. Yes, thank you, Sally. Whew, you guys are so good to me. I love you. All right, I am going to continue around with my single crochets here until I get. Oh, I went past the 2 inches, didn't I? Well, I guess I'll go to 2.5 then. I'll do one more round because I'm not going to take out all. I'm almost finished. I'll stop here. I'm almost finished. And then I'm going to snip the base color and add in the second skein of the variegated. And I will work until I finish that because I'm doing 5 rounds. The base, the integrated with 1 base and 1 variegated. Then I'm going to do 2 variegated, 2 inches of variegated. I'll do 2 inches of this again. And then I'll go back to the 2 skeins to finish up. But you can do section 1, section 2, and then go back to this color for section 3, but don't finish section 3. because there's something special about that. Yes, a lot of people are. That's how we got the Maggie Mao. Her name is Mao is Egyptian for cat. Mau, I think it is Maggie Mao. Anyway, it's Egyptian for cat, and that's her name. Okay, guys, my time is up. Aw, Lana. Now Maggie will come up and butt heads with me. She'll butt her forehead against my forehead. Okay, enough of cats. Enough of this. I'm going to say goodbye, Auf Wiedersehen, adieu. Goodbye to you and you and you. May God bless you and keep you. May he make his face to shine upon you and give you peace. And I can hear thunder outside, so it's going to rain, which means I may lose the channel anyway. Prayers to everyone who needs them. Just remember, somebody loves you unconditionally, just the way you are. And one of those somebodies is me. And I will see you Wednesday at 12 noon for a wacky Wednesday. I love you all so much. Goodbye.